Priyanka Chaturvedi from the Congress. Priyanka, do you think it's justified really to link art and terror in this case?
No, absolutely not. If we look at the history of Shiv Sena, time and time again, they have practiced a politics of intolerance, politics of violence at every given point of time, whether it has to do with Pakistani artists, whether it has to do with UP Bihar issues. So their intolerance levels have come to a level where they do not think that it is wrong to indulge in breaking laws to register their protest. If you have something to say about Pakistani artists performing, you cannot be taking law into your own hands and protesting the way you all do. When you call them, goons, it is. If you look at the images, if Mr. Narvekar is even looking at the images, he would kind of agree with the terms you've been using. So their politics of hate needs to stop. Politics of violence needs to stop. And another question here is that why is it that they remember these issues only during election period? Why is it that they come into the news or protest the way they do only whenever there are elections coming closer?
Mr. Narvekar, the law will take its own course. You have a government, you have a Ministry of External Affairs to deal with Pakistan, and they're doing whatever they can. Perhaps you would go ahead and say that India as the government is really being soft over Pakistan. But when the law is there to take its own course, Priyanka has a valid point there. Why are these issues taken up just ahead of elections?
Well, I've got three quick points to make.
Yes.
Number one, I think Priyanka needs to probably go back in history and do a little more research on history, and then she'll know who's the master of intolerance. And you've seen that within the Congress party in the year 1984. Let's not get back to the Sikh massacre that this country has witnessed in 1984 with its own citizens. One. Number two, Shiv Sena's stand on this issue has been constant from day one. It has never changed. And Priyanka also needs to go back into history and see the agitation that Shiv Sena has taken, irrespective of whether it has been an election year or not. This has been our stand. In fact, it has been the only party that has been constant on this issue. And number three, the question as to whether or not the government, why are individuals taking things into their own hand? I think you've answered the question yourself. Had the government of India acted in time, had the government of India taken a firm stand on this issue, probably citizens wouldn't have needed to act on their own.
But why is Shiv Sena playing the Samaritan in this case, sir? When you have a government, when you have a government which takes the onus for taking talks forward with Pakistan, why is the Shiv Sena or even the MNS in this case, but let me just ask you about the Shiv Sena really out here, taking such extreme steps and showing how intolerant they are as a party?
The fact is that the government of India is doing nothing. It's absolutely not serious about ending terrorism in this country. The common citizens of this country need to now take cognizance of the fact that the government of the day is absolutely incapable of dealing with issues such as terrorism.
That your workers take law into their own hands?
There has been a policy paralysis in this country which has been evident for quite some time now.
Yes.
And yes, I am with you on the question as to violence. In democracy, there is no place for violence. I absolutely
concede. So are you going to take action against your own people who were present at that function?
Let me, madam, let me complete. You won't need to ask this question again. Let me complete. In a democracy, every person who has a stake in democracy will not resort to any kind of violence. I concede to that point. What probably happened today was a spontaneous reaction, and I blame the government of India for it. If government of India would have acted in time, you wouldn't have probably had people acting spontaneously like this.